Hey y'all, I am just out here on this beautiful day. It's so gorgeous out. I even had to put Sassy back in because I was like, I'm coming out to lay out. Like I need to get some tanning in. But I was just thinking, y'all, we sit in such like this, we always go to the negative, right? Or it's like, yeah, we feel the positive, but like, do we give it credit? Do we really give it credit? And do we think people can change? Do we think that we can allow ourselves to give people that space, that room to come in, to be vulnerable, to make a change? And because it seems like a lot of times, like I see like on readers and stuff, and like when they're doing the cards, like, oh, someone's coming in like a soulmate, but be careful. It's like, and people take a big vibration to that. And sometimes you really gotta see within self, be like, I'm going to make that room because regardless, you're allowing them to have that vulnerability. And we've all been these karmic people. We cannot act like we haven't. We all have to adjust to self, to others, to make space for others. So I really want us to try to like not harden those spaces and always jump to like, oh, I'm on the defense. And I get it. Have discernment all day long. But how can you have discernment if like you're not even opening up a receiving area of yourself to allow someone to come in? Wouldn't you want that for yourself? Like if we do not start putting ourselves in positions to say, to say, think, and be like, what if that was me? What if I've been there? I've been there. And that's where we falter. We falter when we should always be like putting ourselves in that other person's position. So I'm just saying, and some people know exactly who they will never allow back in, and that's fine. But others, you guys, give it a breath. It could be you on that other end. And I know I just spoke on the karmics the other day, but those are like exes that are not in your field any longer. And they're coming back to, suck you in by sexual favors. That is not love in that sense. So that's a no. Okay. Those are energetic contracts that you do need to be very aware of. And they're using your urges because men, you have high urges with that. And it's easy to think with your Okay. So I'm just saying that's a different level and different levels, different devils. You just have to be aware. And that's why it is so important to go with your solar plexus, your gut feeling, your intuitive knowing. Cause honestly, you guys, our first like thought of anything is typically correct. Okay. And I know we don't like to say it out loud and sometimes we don't need to, but we make that silent boundary or, we just know when to pull away. I'm more so talking about, and some of these are going to be really rare for people like that. Your person has made, and then these could be twin flames, soulmates, and you've taken the space and like they were never in it to really like take you down or whatnot, or just like friendships that have been like off the map, and then like people come back in and or family members that have taken time and it's just and it's all up to you. It really is. If you're not in a space, it's not going to go well anyways, right? You're going to be on the defense. You're just going to attack and make it worse in a way. We have to remember we have feelings too. We if we're not ready, we're not ready. I'm not saying that, but if you're feeling like, like don't hide those feelings from yourself either. If you're like ready for an open door to be welcomed in, that's fine. And you also have every right to say, all right, thank you, I listened to you, but no, I'm okay right now. Or like, okay, and make boundaries. And to the ones that are like have made the shifts or just like, you know what, I want to make that shift. I want to be different. I want to try because every single one of us, how do we grow, right? We have to come from something to learn something, to get over something. And sometimes that may be coming in to make give our sorries and, ask for our forgiveness. Or it's just like you need that conversation. And if your soul is urging you to do that, like do those things. And all you got to do is hope that person will be receptive. And I would hope so. So I'm just trying to look out on both ends. I want to just give all the love and like support to both ends of it because I can see both ends. I've been in both ends. And you guys, we have to move forward, right? So just come with respect, come with honesty, just be your authentic self. And that is the best you're going to get. Because guess what? You already elevated that way by making the move. And lastly, you guys, we are love. We are made of love. God is in our heart chakra. Like that, if you can't open that and can't be your vulnerable self, even with yourself in the mirror, you got to start there, right? But everyone deserves love, and you got to take those risks. You gotta jump through the little fire. And I'm telling you, you guys, right now in where we're at, you will be pleasantly surprised, you know? And if that person is not receptive, but I'm guaranteeing you, they will be. But if not, you guys will find a way, but you'll still like be proud of yourself and love yourself because you did it. Like you've done it. Like that was your process right then. But I'm guaranteeing you, you guys, but give yourself that love to make these shifts and do what you need to do for yourself. Okay.